Henderson. Sarah, good to see you this morning. So the last time you were on this show, you set off a proverbial landmine within the party. So what have you got for me today?
I'm going to be on my best behaviour, Pete, at least until lunchtime. No guarantees after that.
Okay, so we should get you back on later in the day. Let's start off with New South Wales. What did you think about another Liberal being blasted out of the top job this week?
Well, Pete, it's certainly a very big week for Liberal women. Of course, Jess Wilson is the new opposition leader in Victoria, and Kelly Sloan will become the new opposition leader in New South Wales. I congratulate both of them. These are very difficult times when there are leadership changes. Can I just say, and I don't know Mark Speakman, but I know Brad Batten very well, and he handed over the reins with such grace, and it was just magnificent in how he conducted himself. He took forward a number of very significant policies, including very significant policies to combat crime, no stamp duty for first home buyers for homes purchased up to $1 million, a Royal Commission into the building industry. So Brad did a power of brilliant work, and I really hope that Jess can pick up those great policies.
So what's the broader problem, though, within the Liberal Party as a whole at the moment, though, in your view? Because it's not just at a federal level, it's at the two different states that we've seen this week.
Look, I'm not really sure. At the end of the day, politics is a numbers game, and for whatever reason, both inside the party room in New South Wales and Victoria, there was a decision made to change leaders. I do want to say, though, in relation to Mark's comments about he did sort of attribute some of the blame to the turmoil within the Liberal Party in Canberra. I actually spoke at a Liberal Party meeting in Sydney just a couple of nights ago, and there was overwhelming support for our decision to abolish net zero and to really start to fight Labor hard on its regressive policies. So based on my experience in New South Wales just a couple of nights ago, I think there's an enormous amount of support for the direction that we are taking federally.
Okay, well, just one more here. When you have a female leader of the Federal Liberal Party, you've got a female leader now in Jess Wilson, likely Kelly Sloan, Leah Finocchiaro in the Northern Territory as well. It's done without gender quotas. So does that address a perceived women problem within the Liberal Party?
Oh, the women are absolutely powering forward, and we certainly don't need quotas. I mean, I've been given so many opportunities as a female member of parliament since I entered, and in some respects, I think women, when they are effective and when they do the job well, they really are noticed. Mind you, there are many brilliant men in our party as well. But yes, it's a great week for Liberal women, but we need to continue, of course, to recruit and bring more women into the party and also into the parliament. Okay,
let's switch topics. Chris Bowen, is it really tenable that he can be the energy minister whilst becoming president of COP31?
No, I don't think it is. And that's why I think, Pete, that the Prime Minister should appoint Chris Bowen to be the permanent president of COP31, send him over to Turkey for about 12 months at the very least, and find someone else to do the job, because this minister is sending our country backwards. We know this renewables-only madness is driving our nation in a very bad direction. That's, as I say, why we have made the determination to abolish net zero and to focus on driving down energy prices, lower emissions, and rejecting these policies which are causing enormous environmental and economic harm. So there's an idea for the Prime Minister, 12 months at least for Chris Bowen in Turkey.
All right. We'll see about that. Just one more with the Prime Minister before we go, because your colleague Linda Reynolds says that she and her legal team are looking at legal implications for the Prime Minister following comments that he's made about Brittany Higgins. What would you like to see? And do you support what Linda Reynolds is doing here?
Absolutely. In fact, within 24 hours of the latest court case being handed down, which fully exonerated Linda and also her Chief of Staff, Fiona Brown, I called for Katie Gallagher, the Minister for Women, to step down. I don't believe, after the false allegations that she and Minister Wong made against Linda and Fiona, I don't believe Katie Gallagher is fit to be the Minister for Women. And as for the Prime Minister bringing into question those court cases which fully exonerated Linda and also Fiona, that is disgraceful. He has suggested that they still bear guilt by imputation. So I'm very pleased that Linda is looking at very closely what the Prime Minister has said. The Prime Minister needs to apologise. There also needs to be full accountability in relation to the payment to Brittany Higgins, $2.4 million, where false allegations were made against Linda. And there needs to be also, I think, a parliamentary inquiry, which is what Linda has called for.
Okay. Yep, we'll see where all of that ends up. But